Hey, I'm Laura Sexauer, a spiritual artist living in Southern California, and today I felt insulted and got really triggered. Yay! You might ask, why would I say yay? Well, I'm going to tell you. I'm working on a whole shift of perspective. To give you a little bit of backstory on my mindset in this situation, I want to tell you about this episode with the TSA. So there was this woman going through security at the airport, and she got pulled aside by the TSA and was immediately just angry and livid, and this always happens to me. I'm always the one who's picked, and just throwing a ruckus. So I wanted to process that incident through the lens of the law of attraction. If someone is really feeding a lot of negative energy and really believes it's always me, why is it always me? Then that tends to happen. It keeps showing up in our lives. So I decided after that incident, whenever I go through security and get chosen to be pulled to the side, I am going to make the decision to think that I want a prize. I want a prize. They picked me. Bingo. The next time that I went through security and actually was pulled aside, honestly, my very first reaction in my heart was, I got picked. I won. And then when I went to the side to have them, go through my belongings, it was actually a really awesome experience. They were so friendly and so nice, and there was laughing. So just my subtle shift of perspective in that case created and manifested a completely different experience. So leading to today, and without getting into too much details, there was an incident where I took something, an opportunity, based on a need that I felt for my health. And someone else made a critical sounding remark about my choice. And immediately I was just thrown into the thought process of, who does this person think they are? What a B word and all of this stuff. And so, side note, being a spiritual person doesn't mean you never get angry. It just means that now, because you're a spiritual person, you have different tools to reframe and look through and process through those emotions. Well, I decided, just like that incident of going through the TSA and choosing to have won because you were pulled aside by the TSA, I made the decision to choose to have won because I got triggered. So I felt my anger, and then I said in my mind, I won. So, okay, if being triggered into anger is me winning, what have I won? Well, what I won was the opportunity to reflect on why I was feeling the way I was feeling and seeing if there was something in me that was being asked to be healed. When I felt criticized for doing something for myself that I needed, it sparked something inside of me that said, well, maybe I shouldn't have taken what I needed. And then the feeling continued to develop. If I shouldn't take what it is that I need right now, maybe it's because I'm not worthy of receiving that. And that's actually a big word. Something that I'm stepping into right now is this worthiness. And then finding the places inside of me where I feel unworthy to receive or unworthy to be or all of this other stuff, and healing all of those places so that I do encompass this larger, grander feeling of being worthy. And so when I felt criticized, it pinged against that part of me that was already working on this worthiness thing. And I felt as though, oh, this other person must think that I'm not worthy. And that little part in me that wasn't 100% sure of my worthiness spoke up, like that little kid inside of me saying, oh my gosh, that's what I was thinking too. That person agrees. It must be true. And then all of the anxiety and all the reactions in my body fired up. I was able to say, oh, wait, that person's opinion, whatever it is an opportunity for me to reflect, because I don't know what that person's intentions or motivations were. The only thing that I know is how their action made me feel. And of course, I have my own ideas about why they said or did what they did, but really all that I can know about their intentions are what I can experience through my own filter, through my own perception. So in that sense, the other person was only a mirror reflecting back to me the parts of myself that were stepping forward to ask to be healed. What an opportunity. So once I turned it into myself and realized, oh my gosh, that comment sparked these emotions of feeling unworthy, then I was able to reflect and say, well, how can I invite more worthiness feeling into myself? Is by acknowledging that little girl inside who was scared and triggered by the comment. And by saying to myself and affirming to myself, I see you. Thank you for stepping forward. You are worthy. I am worthy. And just having the experience of reflecting on those emotions makes me not even angry at the other person, because they're only seeing the world through their lens of understanding. I'm only seeing the world through my lens of understanding. And in that way, we are all mirrors for ourselves. Like anytime that I look to another person, it's an opportunity for me to reflect back to myself. If someone does something that really pisses me off, it's reflecting back to me something in myself that I'm wanting to grow or evolve. It's so important to be of service and to be kind and giving to others, but we can't forget to be kind and giving to ourselves, because if there's nothing left of ourselves, we have nothing left to give. Knowing that bolsters my sense of worthiness, bolsters this feeling of my own grace, my own strength. And what a beautiful opportunity that is. So thank you for listening. I hope that in all of the moments in which you become angry and triggered, that it lights up something inside of you that is asking to be illuminated and evolved. Thank you.